This story comes from the pages of Predator vs. Spider-Man, issue number 2. Please support the official release. We open back in New York City, where the thousands of residents are doing their best not to melt into the sidewalk. It's still the middle of a brutal heat wave from last issue, and if that wasn't bad enough, now the city is completely without power. Transformer stations are exploding left and right, utility workers are scrambling to patch things up, and the whole city feels like an oven somebody forgot to turn off. And while the folks above ground are sweating buckets, something very bad is happening underneath. We cut to one unlucky utility worker sent down into the subway system to try and restore the grid. He hears something in the tunnels, a faint cry for help. And of course, like every guy in a horror movie ever, decides to go check it out. He walks toward the sound. Flashlight trembling in his hand, he hears muttering in the dark. And then, he steps into something wet. Not water, but blood. And what he finds next is absolutely horrific. There he sees it. Bodies, flayed, hung from the ceiling like butcher shop displays, missing limbs, organs, and faces. And before he can even scream, he hears it. Something in the dark? A survivor, perhaps. Or so he thinks. There he sees what appears to be a woman shambling before him. But something's off. Her skin's bubbling, her eyes are dead, and her jaw is practically gone. This ends up being a predator who is using one of his victim's skin as a disguise, where we see things play right into his trap as he leaps upon his next victim. Meanwhile, across the station, Mary Jane and the young girl she rescued last issue are running for their lives. They hear the screams and realize they've maybe got 30 seconds left before they are next. MJ grabs the girl's hand and tells her that she won't die and that she won't let that happen. MJ, I appreciate the bravery and all, but just what are you going to do against the Predator? Well, maybe if you got that stun gun from the Spider-Man games, maybe you do stand a chance then. I mean, that thing, it's God tier. Things then cut back to Peter, where we see him swinging home. He hears a knock at the door, and believing it to be MJ, who forgot her key, he goes to let her in, only to be greeted by the rightfully angry, and, let's admit, pretty hot-looking Detective LaPearl, who had tracked the guy down for leaking the photos of the Predator murder scene to the Bugle. Having his cover as Spidey almost blown, Peter slams the door in the woman's face, where she demands for him to open up, saying that his behavior was extremely suspicious, and she in fact had even started to believe he in fact may be the murderer, where Peter threw some common sense into the mix, and then argued back as to just why would he commit a murder, sneak into his own crime scene, and then write a story about it in the newspaper. Growing rather impatient, the detective drew her weapon, demanding for Peter to open up. He then tells her that there is a second crime scene, and that he didn't publish that in the paper, for he believed the true killer would return. Now fully irate, LaPearl began to kick the door down, telling Peter he was under arrest, where he suited up once more before she barged in, and swung off, telling the woman to investigate the underground parking garage near Morton and Washington Street. Back underground, we find Kraven the Hunter, standing toe-to-toe with the filleted corpses we saw earlier. And Kraven, he literally starts monologuing to one of the skinned bodies like it's Shakespeare in the park. I have been bored. So very, very bored. He then picks up a severed skull like it's a wine glass and starts talking about how elegant and precise this skinning was. He then compares the fingers to rhino horns, eyeballs to lacquered salmon. And then he smiles, because he's finally found someone worthy of the hunt. But Kraven's excitement turns to concern when he realizes he's not alone. He finds webbing. A trap? Spider-Man has been here. And if there's one thing Kraven loves more than a predator, it's Spider-Man. Enter La Pearl again, gun raised, finding Kraven in the room with the bodies. She tells him to freeze. Kraven, he smirks. She tries to arrest him, and he fakes cooperation, just long enough to throw her across the room like a rag doll. She fires back on the man, where he easily dodges and chuckles, where he says, "You are brave, but stupid." He then tosses Spider-Man's web atop the woman, trapping her and giving him just enough time to escape and begin his great hunt. Things then cut to MJ and the girl, who eventually come across a homeless man hiding underground, who begs them to keep quiet. He says that if you make noise, he will come. He then leads them to what he calls the nest, and what they find might be the most disturbing panel in this whole issue. Bones, skulls, flayed muscle tissue stitched into tapestries. The Predator has built a throne of madness. MJ looks around and realizes this isn't just the trophy room of a hunter. This is the twisted collection of a lunatic. Back at the Bugle, Peter's doing some old school research with Jonah. He's found photos, records, patterns. These killings, they've happened before. Vietnam, World War II, the Battle of the Bulge. The Predator's been coming to Earth for decades, maybe even centuries. And now, it's just bolder. Peter explains this isn't a one-time killing spree. This is a ritual. It's generational. It's global. And just as Peter starts to piece it all together, the pigeons outside the Bugle begin to go nuts. Peter stares out the glass, and he sees it. The ship. The Predator ship from issue number 1 is now hovering over the city. And this time, it didn't come alone. The signal that Peter unknowingly triggered when he uploaded the photo, it reached the others. And now, the hunting party has arrived. 3 Predators leap from the vessel, blades drawn. But they're not here for Peter. They're not here for Kraven. They're here for the one who broke the code. The one who hunts without honor.